Hey guys, it's Ben the Coin Geek at Old Pueblo Coin. Thanks for joining me today. Please remember that we have a lot of currency videos, we have a lot of coin videos, we have lots of videos, and we appreciate you just kind of hanging out with us and spending the time. We do this so that you can learn and have some fun. And today I'm going to focus in on the 1899 series silver certificates, and we're just going to look a little bit over design, have a kind of the 30,000 foot view, and we're not going to get too in depth like some of these guys do. Could you imagine spending a long time on a single subject? Not me. So the 1899 silver certificate series actually is only comprised of 3 banknotes: the 1, the 2, and the 5. The 1 is one of the most common banknotes that you'll see when you go to coin shows, coin shops. Guys will have these in low grade, kind of hanging around, and they'll be $100 to $200 range on any given Sunday. Kind of a fun-looking eagle, known as the Black Eagle, nicknamed, and of course has Lincoln and Grant on it. And one of my favorite things to do with any type of currency is to take a close look at the details and the design. And once you get down to that granular level, it just is one piece of work, one artistic stroke after another. This is a continuation of the Act of 1886, so the legal standing for this series was established in 1886. What's interesting is that the only going up to a $5 bill is something that later on you actually saw them go into the $10 bills with the 1908 series, but the previous series go into higher denominations. So the ones from the 1890s, you had really high denomination notes that were available for usage. And of course, the $2 bill, also a lovely banknote. George Washington in the middle, and mechanics on the left and agriculture on the right. Many signature combinations on these banknotes. So your signature combinations are going to come from your register, and then on the other side of the note, your treasurer. So that's what creates all the different combinations. And of course, what's fun about silver certificates is that they actually were on hold, $2 at the Treasury per banknote. That was the promise made. As far as I know, that was the promise kept. Gets you into that whole Fort Grant situation. Fort Knox. Fort Grant is a slightly different situation. You guys there's probably hundreds of Fort Grants, but the one I'm thinking of, you've probably never been to, unless you were incarcerated. So, the $2 bill, one of the more lovely works of art, but probably not as popular as this one that you see everywhere, because the 2 becomes a lot more expensive. You know, they start at usually a couple $100 and jump up in price quickly. Of course, these banknotes that you're seeing here in higher grade notes, probably going to get them certified because they're higher grade notes. You start getting into the hundreds of dollars or even the thousands of dollars, as you would on this banknote, which is, of course, nicknamed the Chief. And the Chief on the banknote is running antelope, but, you know, I don't know that I really want to try to say his name, but I'm going to say it anyways. Tatu Ka'ainyaka. So I said that completely wrong. So, but, you know, I just want to make sure that you understand he was not given the name running antelope. That is his that is the translated name. That's what I'm trying to say here. So you can say, well, 3 notes, that's not bad. I can scratch that together. The reality is also, if you want to start collecting all of these banknotes by combinations plus star notes, there's a total of 55 different combinations that you would have to collect to get the entire series 1, 2, and 5 with all of the signature combinations and with all of the star notes. Of course, this is not a star note. Let's just pretend that there was a star up there. Once again, let's look a little bit at the engraving master, Smiley. I always call him Smiley. I always think of Guy Smiley. But whether or not that was his actual correctly pronounced name, I've never bothered to check. So all you guys who want to say his name is pronounced other than Smiley, go ahead and correct me. Once again, here we go. This certifies the certificate for customs taxes. So the notes oftentimes had not only the fact that they had the coins on hold, but also they had the legalese on there that these are good for your taxes, etc., etc. Now, what's boring about these notes, if I can go to the dark side here, get a little negative on you, is there's no death to counterfeit like you saw in the earlier notes that the colonies put out. But also in the notes that were really from a similar time period, they actually had a very similar look, a very similar statement on there about doing hard labor, which is one of my favorite statements. Here you got $5 silver, bearer on demand. So you could take this to Washington, D.C., and get $5 silver. These notes, of course, were produced in the 1890s, but also they were produced into the early 1900s because the date got to stay the same, unlike on coins. The coins, your date changes all the time. The dates on these mostly didn't change until you got into an actual new design. That's how most U.S. currency works. So these are the bad boys that you want to get. By the way, the chief, low-grade chiefs are going to be, really problem notes are going to be $300 and up still. Really high-grade notes are going to be, 1,000, 2,000, 3,000. Just depends on that signature combination on those guys, and of course, the overall grade. Thanks for joining me, guys. Let me know if you collect these notes. Any questions, comments, concerns? I'm Ben the Coin Geek. You can subscribe by clicking on the L button in the corner and watch more videos on the right side of the screen. Thanks.